Guys, welcome. Sinvek Fush, Nina Gogo. Good evening. Welcome. Writing in a few things here. Today is the 11th. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, guys, welcome. Hammer brother, what's going on? Oh yeah, by the way, guys, 2K time. Yeah, we have a community challenge for anyone just tuning in and needing a reminder. 1 million points to unseal Perestroika, which is right behind me, actually. So let's get to 1 million, guys. $1 million. Oh, I should have. I should have got to sign this at 1 million. All right, an otherwise package-free evening tonight. I hope. I didn't even check because I didn't think I was getting anything, but I am supposed to get the Neverest tomorrow, which is kind of exciting. So yeah, I think again, as it's been, I think a stream like tonight's should be quick, but you know, we'll find a way to make it take forever. So let's dive right in. Oh, and I guess this might possibly be very quick because we've already done the stabilizers on these. Beautiful Garbage. All right, let's do it. Oh, Beautiful Garbage is interesting because it's like a really big, like the actual box. It's a box. All right, let's take a look at this first. This is Beautiful Garbage, the big box set. Spelunkpunk, whoa! Welcome back. Thank you for the contribution. Oh, it's been a minute. What up? Oh, look at this. It's a copy of a set list. And then we also got what I think is some kind of, it's like a Tokyo Osaka tour poster from 2002. Been way too long. Hey, I don't know if you know about this, but I just purchased some IROX switches. They're like Alps-like switches with MX sliders already in them. Man, this is like the B-side. This is B-sides, and it's like really in there. But yeah, it's been way too long. Hope you've been good. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year to everybody. Arigato Roboto, welcome. All right. Just needed to sort of loosen it out, I guess. So we got a couple of prints. They're almost like they're sticker prints. I think like you can take, it's like adhesive, I'm guessing. Yeah, these are like just giant stickers. It's called Beautiful Recycling, is that? The B-sides sleeve here says Beautiful Garbage, but this giant sticker says Beautiful Recycling. Anyways, all right, let's do this. This is gonna be a big, long one, I think. Alrighty. So we'll start from the top here. This is a 2LP and then an extra disc here for the B-sides. Beautiful composting. Alright. So we'll get this vinyl set up here. and then we'll take a look at this build. We'll talk about it before we get started. But this might potentially be very, very fast. All right. There we go. Okay. Antixius, welcome. Hope everyone's been good. Yeah, we've been streaming a lot lately, and I'm trying to get a steady flow of streams, which means the packages are a little bit less frequent. Like, I mean, because I'm streaming too much, I don't have days to wait for packages to come in. But we'll have some, I think, we'll have at least one tomorrow, I hope. All right. So this is the tx-60 PC. So we've built this, I think we built this over a year ago. Honestly, can't wait to start building my EO87 from TX. Looks amazing. Nice. Is there, out of curiosity, is there, what is the weight, if you're willing to share? Because it sounds like you have a ton of stuff. But I hear a lot from you that there seems to be like a hurdle. Okay, so this is tx-60 PC. We bought this quite some time ago. We built it about a year ago. And we built it with GAT 8008 ink switches. I have boards but no desk to build them. Got it. Okay. You like the size of the... I think the way it looks, it's all right. But I do like how like they are grips. So it's just like you have something to sort of snag onto when picking it up. So I like when board designs actually have that from a functional standpoint. But yeah, we got the PC bottom with the E-white frame at the top, and it is a sandwich mount board, alu plate. PCB already has some stabilizers in them, so all we really got to do is just punch the switches in and solder, and we're like pretty good to go. We've done this. One of the reasons why it's like completely unbuilt right now, for those who might not have seen it, we were working on the Skeleton 60 for some time. Skeleton 60 had a host of problems, some of which were personal problems. Some of them I felt like were design issues, but we had to helicoil that top case in order to just have everything screw in just right in the top mount. But I also only have one PCB for the 4 plates I have for that board. It's kind of ridiculous. And then it turns out that the PCB in the Skeleton 60 is very proprietary. And then I got an inkling that there's a chance that the LDN PCB that was made for the tx-60 PC could potentially work on the Skeleton. And what we found out was no, it won't. So let's crack this open, and we'll show off why that's the case, and then we can get started. All right, if I recall, yeah, these are Phillips screws, but pretty big ones. Pretty big Phillips case screws. Does the board feel dense? A little bit. I mean, I think in general, PC boards are interesting. Like, let me see. Let me see if I can answer that question well. Is it dense? It's not built, so that's kind of one issue. I think I need to wait till it's built to like just sort of feel it out. And we can grab the scale when this is all done, when we have like a build. That PCB inside also is just kind of like loose, just kind of shaking around. And on top of that, I think the bit won't fit for the top portion of the case screws. Those holes are pretty deep, so I'll grab a screwdriver here. remember the first time I heard this album, I was in the 6th grade. My family had taken a trip to the Philippines. And what I had discovered in the Philippines was that physical media, you know, like music CDs, was a lot cheaper out there than it was here. So I loaded up on music while I was out there and I bought this. 10 years old in the Philippines. And I think that was also the first times that I had listened to Linkin Park. And a few others. I kind of still wonder what had happened to that whole CD collection. All right, let me grab a little tray here. It's not fully unscrewed. Okay. Cool. All right, let's talk about this now that it's opened up. Makes the collection over a decade old then? Damn. Is that everything? 2, 4, 6. Wait, am I missing a screw? 2, 4, 6, 7. Where's the 8th screw? It has a problem with these really flashy, here it is, desk mats. It's hard to, or it's easy to lose things. I don't think I have many things from when I was that age. My family hoards a lot. We have tons of stuff that they just won't be thrown away. So like, I think I have most of the yearbooks from when I was like way back even in kindergarten. Like we just got other random books. Like I'm not gonna lie. A lot of homework from middle school through high school has been kept. Possibly even some from elementary school. Yeah, like in my family, things don't get thrown away. And we try to organize it like as best as possible. So it's like we try to have this appearance of being somewhat clean, but there's a chaos to it. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, that's possibly one root of the fact that I grow my collection instead of move stuff around when it comes to keyboards. Okay. So, we're just talking real quick about this PCB. I wish there was more use for it. Makiba still has these on sale, and I got like a weird feeling that maybe this might be usable on the Skeleton 60, but it turns out the Skeleton 60, the connector protrudes out even more because the PCB is actually like cut out that way fully, and the start of this USB connector like begins above where this edge actually is. On top of that, I think it's also slightly off to one side just a little bit. So I think the LDN PCB has to stay just for the tx-60. So I'm on the hunt for an extra Skeleton 60 PCB. I don't think any such thing exists. Nobody who has a Skeleton 60 PCB seems to want to sell it. I reached out to the guy who ran the Skeleton 60 PCB. No response. I think he's kind of a guy who's gone a little bit missing. Got any pogs? We actually might have some pogs. I think like a tube maybe about yay big. I guess it's vertical, but you know, about yay long. Yeah. Handful of slammers in there. You know, it's funny because I never actually played the game of Pogs. We just had a tube of Pogs. But it might be somewhere. I don't know. My brother, when I was down there in Vegas, my brother spent a ton of time just trying to rummage through old boxes from the move. My family used to live in Southern California and have moved twice. But they're now out in Vegas, and he was trying to just go through boxes in the garage to pull out like our old toy collections when we were little, because he wants to like display them. It's kind of funny. And at some point we found like 2 or 3 boxes full of toys that probably, so if you could tell, this is like the length of my desk. It's about a 5-foot desk, 63 inches. It probably covered like 2 desks worth of just toys in these like 2 to 3 boxes. It's ridiculous. He's like, he's trying to find a way to display them. It's crazy. We still can't locate one of the boxes that contains a bunch of toys, like action figures and stuff, that he's really looking for, because the ones he's really looking for are like a series of like Spawn toys. Like I think my impression is that he thinks they're like the coolest, like the most well made. Yeah, McFarlane toys. Yeah, and so and they were. I was like 9-10 years old playing with them, and I loved it. So the third comic book company. Okay, so let's talk about this build. Again, so we're about to put this together, and again, might be rather quick. I worked on some Hyperglide switches I got from the Novel Keys Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. And I remember there were some people who had issues with the Hyperglide Clears. I didn't remember exactly what the issues were, but I just decided to go for it anyway and deal with it. And I think the thing that I'd recalled was the stems. People had issues with the stems. And at the very least, one of the issues with the stems that someone here might have mentioned, I forget who, is that they crack like GMK or ABS, just general ABS keycaps stems. So we're being wise here to run like a PBT set. So I think that trying to run Kuro Shiro, the ePBT set from GOG, I think, is probably going to look really good with this whole E-White setup. And we can look at it. I don't know, why do we just keep talking about it when we can look at it? I have it right here somewhere. All the way at the bottom. Oh my god. All right, so I think, unfortunately, I'm not sure I'd call this the best color match of whites. The Kuroshiro white is definitely a bit warmer. I'm not sure how easy it is to tell, but it is a bit warmer. And so I think that the originative Cyrillic, like the black on white Cyrillic, might have been a better match for this, or we could move with something else too. What I do know is also that I did buy a couple of other PBT sets here, most notably maybe one that could be a more fitting key set, could be the Novel Keys Cherry Raw. So maybe we could take a look at that, but we'll look at it a little bit later. Do I have any other PBT? Not sure off the top of my head. And now I can't close this. Great. All right, it's time to flip this this disc. We'll also need to put in a spacebar spring. So these use these are outfitted with the NK Deskies films. What I noticed is that when you have black bottoms, those black Deskies films are just hard to sort of see in terms of whether or not you've already put them on and how they're aligned. So I like using these other color ones now. I know NK does blue, and I think Prime KB does white, but I haven't tried those white ones yet. And then they also have these Prolong 68 gram springs. So if we just choose any one of these, we'll try to figure out a more appropriate. I'm gonna guess. If these are Prolong 68 gram, I'm like, is the 90 gram 2-stage too heavy? And is the 68 gram 3-stage from Prevail too light? So maybe let's just test it with a stock one, just because like touching one of these ones that are already tuned with all this lube on them, it's always a little bit rough. All right, and also the stabilizer is already done, so that's like a good solid amount of time that we don't have to spend here. Okay. The blending in problem. All right, so we're just going to take a stock one and then just run a comparison of what'll be more appropriate. Maybe before we do that, why don't we just punch in all the rest of them, and that way we can like mount some keycaps on everything and then just start to feel how everything sort of compares with each other. And let's grab some plate forks. So I've done a build like this in terms of the switches, essentially cherry clears with prolongs. We've actually done a build with this before. It was the Litster TKL, but they weren't Hyperglides, first of all. So they were the older, like an older batch of cherry clear switches, which I felt was more appropriate for the Litster, it being somewhat of a classic board. And then on top of that, it's also a TKL, so I'm never going to use it. So here we are trying to put together a build that I think and hope would make a little bit more sense for how I'll be actually using keyboards. Here we go again, this not TKL guy. TKLs are for chumps. Bruh. Imagine using an HHKP. I have imagined that. It's magnificent. Curious as to your description of Hyperglide variant of clears versus regular clears, or is it pretty much the same? Let's find out. Actually, that's probably a good way to spend time on this stream because of how much time I'm saving. So we'll put this together, which maybe, hopefully, cross our fingers, will be pretty quick. And then let's run a comparison with the Litster. I'll whip it out. Oh, TYTY, welcome back. Do you mind if I ask a question? I don't know if you or anyone here has experience with it about break-in machines. Feel free. I'll see how how well I can answer it. But I personally have not used a break-in machine. I think there might be some people in here who have. But shoot. Happy New Year, by the way. You know what I realized? You guys can't see this screen. Not that you need to, but there is a screen there. I just don't want it to go unacknowledged. We like full touch control of the caps lock position. I bought one just cause, and I like tinkering, even though been in a hobby for a while, still very limited and things tried. No worries, not a problem at all. I mean, look, let me talk about that first. If you know what you like, or for that matter, if you don't know what you like, I mean, it's cool. like I always thought, like, you know, I tried a bunch of things, and then at some point, you know, for a couple of years, I just stuck with HHKB. That's why when I return to the hobby, it's why I do entirely HHKB stuff, because this is what I like. You know. But anyways, yes, continue. Okay, so we don't have the bottom row put together yet, but I want to flip this over real quick because we can find out where the flux marks are so that I know what positions to actually throw these switches on. Oh, that's nifty. It tells you. It's literally written on the PCB. Hey, shouts out to this PCB. I almost forgot about that. It tells you. Let me see if I can show you this real quickly, guys. Look at this. This is cool. Good PCB design. It tells you. This for left win. That's also for left win. I guess it doesn't really tell you. Does it tell you where? So there, I think what it is, there are these numbers, and these numbers might correspond to some sort of diagram that tell you where, you know, what layout something is. I think it might actually be on the Mikibu website, if I recall correctly. Worth checking. I don't have it up right now. Oh, this song is hard. It says max bottom out is 70 grams, so would I need to spring swap before using a break-in switch? Break-in machine if the switch has a heavier spring. Oh, good point. My guess is probably, but I can't be certain. I can't be 100% certain. There's also the notion that, like, I don't know. I'm not a break-in guy, so so I could give you some advice that could potentially be bad. Here's what I think. Here's what I think about your question. It's not like there isn't some notion of it breaking in, even if there's an inability to bottom out. I also, like, I'm just curious what the 70 grams really fully means. Yeah, I mean, I guess it would just mean 70 grams of bottom out, like just per press. But what's hard too is that what information exists out there for switches can be really wildly inconsistent. But yeah, if you're talking about just being annoying switches twice for MX Plex, yeah, it kind of is. Just break in MX Reds. That's not a terrible idea, to be perfectly honest. I think that if, like here, I'm a guy who spring swaps nearly everything. It really shouldn't matter, like, you know, spring variants for switches that I buy. It just comes down to like if I like a color or not. And I think, like for example, Hyperglide Reds is just like they're just less common, at least among what I think the enthusiast, like I guess like keyboard Twitch for example, but like Gateron red inks function the same as Gateron black inks for me because I'm just gonna spring swap anyways. Out of curiosity, Chris, were you able to buy the IROX? I would really like clicky switches with MX stems that don't suck. I did buy some. The brown and the red, which are the linear and the tactile, they have those in stock, and I just bought them, and they're supposed to come in next week, I think. But the clicky ones, I think, are still in like a pre-order phase where they're, I guess, being manufactured and or being shipped over. So I was reading that those don't become available till February or March. They're still purchasable at this point. But yeah, it'll be a while before those get actually delivered. So we'll see. I do want to pick them up though. I'll go and buy them. So be a while before I get them. Let's see. Here's what you do: win junk springs from one of Chris's junk giveaways. Put those in to break in and spring swap afterwards. Oh, I think it's because it wears out the motor faster. I see. Tessa, hey, what's going on? What's up, twin? All right. Always spring swap for the consistency. Yeah, I think that's a big thing too. Is there's like kind of supposed to be exceptional tolerances for things like springs. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I don't know. My ability or inability to like certain switches. I don't 100% know 100% if that's really dictated by consistency. I mean, I get it. Like a couple of grams kind of does matter. You know, like, but I think like in general, like for me, what I think is what matters is the feeling I get when typing an aggregate. But that said, I spring swap anyways with typically with Sprit springs, and those have really, really high tolerances, so maybe I'm not one to really talk. Where were you? Not were you? What? Where were you? Oh, where were you able to buy? Oh, the vendor. Sorry, the vendor is called Teal Technic. Let me see if I could pull up that. There you go. So there's a link. This is what it looks like. IROX switches. These are still in pre-order and looking to be fulfilled February or March. And these are the clicky variant. They do, if you go to switches, they do have linears and tactiles in stock. So these I've got my hands on. I think they're like silent. So I kind of wonder if they're like undampenable. They have this photo here where it looks like there's these kinds of like rubber bands around them. So I'm wondering if you could just like pull those off or snip them, in which case maybe I should have bought more. Or I guess I could buy them when the blue ones drop or something. Doc Thumbs, welcome back and Happy New Year. MX Black Springs are 65, not 70. They're fine for a break-in machine. So Sinvec, it's weird. Over the years, I have seen different numbers get listed for cherry blacks everywhere. It's kind of ridiculous. And I think some of them, I don't know. I don't know what the real answer is, other than some of them might be referring to a bottom out. Some of them might be referring to like the actuation point. It's very strange. it's worthwhile to maybe check like the spec directly. But even then, maybe what would be even more worthwhile is trying to find like someone who's done like a force graph of the switch itself. So I don't know. Maybe it's been a while since I've looked at something really reliably and consistently, because again, I also just spring swap all the time anyways. Okay, this is interesting. I realized I did the exact number of switches that I needed. So here's what I'll do. I will swap in these two springs into a couple of stocks and just run a comparison to see what I like better on a build like this. Oh, Vitessa, thank you for the compliment on the mat. This is a Brocaps desk mat from Shuangmu. Shuangmu, I guess, is an artist who's produced a lot of desk mats for artisan makers and others, I guess. Brocaps, artisan maker who's been around for, I don't know, probably close to a decade now and still putting stuff out. I haven't won any recent Brocap sales. I've signed up for a couple, but I always just forget. And of the ones I've signed up for, I have not been able to get in. Stock cherry black springs feel nice to me, but they sound like shit. My problem with a lot of stock springs in general is that it's hard to find. I mean, maybe this is nothing surprising or anything, but it's hard to find spring weights that I like, but also spring characteristics that I like. I really like longer ones rather than shorter ones, and a lot of switches have short springs as their stock springs. There's also a lot of them that they're like a normal length, but it's still too short for me. I don't know if this matters, but they smell like shit too. I don't think it fully matters, but I don't know. I'm not you. Kill Combat, thank you for the contribution, and of course. Okay, so I gotta see which spacebar I like better. The context of this. One is heavy and one is very heavy. I think there's a chance that the 68 3-stage might be sufficient. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go grab, because I wanted to use Kuro Shiro for this, but I don't think we're gonna do that. I think the next one up that we could use is Cherry Raw. So let's try Cherry Raw. Mediocrity, thanks for the contribution. Gonna head to sleep, thanks for the stream. Hey, Splunkpunk, thanks for dropping by, man. It's good to hear from you again. Nice to know that you're alive. Can we get a quick typing test of the midway? Fell asleep last night when it started too short. I see. Look, I will. I'll do a type test for you, but I'm hoping you can stick around just because, you know, I'm in the middle of all of this. There's a lot of stuff on desk here, so if you stick around for a little, I don't think this build will take super long, but we won't go without doing a type test. I'll give you that. Okay, so it doesn't bind, which is good, or it's not having issues picking it up. Now, maybe a couple of appropriate things to do is, like, let's just, for example, put on. Ooh, yeah, there is like kind of a stem issue here for sure. Yeah, I don't hate it, but I'm also recognizing, like, I'm worried about, okay, so So you have to really click these in, I think. But I do like the comparison between the two. Now I can go and try that 90 gram 2-stage. It's probably going to be a little too gnarly just by comparison. But let's try it out. Oh, shoot. Oh, y'all can't really see what I'm doing, can you? So I've been swapping in these two stock clears with different springs. And I guess I should be using my right hand on some of these. Oh yeah, those are tight. Do they damage the caps? They don't look like they do, which is good. But I can imagine that they might do a little something to ABS. Yeah, I think this feels a little more comfortable. We're going to go with that 68 gram 3-stage as the spacebar spring, for the rest of them being the Prolong. These are progressive long springs, which I think are really, really interesting. Because I think typically I've always hated progressive springs, but the fact that they turn it into something long, and the fact that I'm not using them in linears, I think that I would probably really hate epsilon switches, because as I understand, they wait a second. Oh yeah, okay. So this one's the 90 gram. Those use the Prolong springs and they're linears. And I tried using that combo of a linear with a Prolong spring before. And I just thought that the actuation force was just way too low for me. I just didn't really like it. But when you use them in a tactile, actually kind of good, because what I think is interesting about these Prolongs is that there's a high-ish starting force, which is what I really like, in combination with the already high-ish starting force that's supposed to be there due to a tactile bump in an MX switch, and then it'll kind of bottom out in a way that I think makes sense, where it gets a little bit heavier towards that bottom. Anyways, we'll do a little comparison with this, and maybe I'm trying to think if I have other non-light or heavy-ish tactile boards, so we can take a look. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of these stock clears, and then we're going to lube up this 3-stage spring and then put it into the one remaining 2, 4, 6, 8. Where did I put that other switch? It's gone forever. All right, wherever it is, we'll track it down whenever we can. Mediocrity and Spicy G-Gong, thank you guys again for the contributions. Appreciate it. Boy, these stems are very weird. I can see why people would have issues with them. Oh, I think that's the end of this disc. All right, let's switch it up here. All right, that's the end of this side, I believe. Okay. So this is the end of the second disc. Boy, I'm really confused. I just lost the switch. Not that I need it, it's just bothering me. Did you guys catch where I put it? Alright, whatever. Holy hell, am I stupid? Okay, here it is. Alright, that's the spring we want. It's just so easy to lose things on this mat. Okie doke. Grab our lube palette and just start brushing on a really healthy amount of 205 grade 0. Get this spring to be really, really silent. Okie doke. Healthy. All right, I'm going to mount it and then I'm going to mark it up with a silver Sharpie. Just so that we know this is the one we modified. This Sharpie is dying. Maybe both of these are, maybe it's the nylon. Let's do black on the stem since it's clear. Okay. We'll see if that switch turns up. What an annoying thing, huh? You just put something down and then immediately lose it. In my case, because I was busy talking. Getting totally distracted. I'm going to tidy up here. I think we're just about ready to get started with the soldering. Super early. Crazy. Let me go grab, I need to grab a beater desk mat. This away for now. Be right back. All right, here we are. Thought you said beer desk mat. Got excited for a minute there. beater, a work mat. Apologies for my slurring. Alrighty. All right, Miku, I'll move you over, grab this cable, fume extraction. All right, I'm gonna go open up a window, turn on that iron, get it heating. Nice beater desk mat you got there. Hell yeah. Nautilus. Oh, we need to use our eagle eyes. Make sure we're good and have no bent pins. Nope. Found one. Eagle eyes. Oh. Bent that pin up. Straighten it out with some pliers. All right, looks like we're good on that top row. Oh, found another one. Q. All right. Third row, I found another one. Oh man. I was blowing it, but I'm killing it now. Bitter seeds. Thanks for the contribution. For anyone just tuning in, hasn't seen it before, 1 million points. That's the community challenge for me to unseal my sealed set of Perestroika. I thought that one was bent for a second, but that's totally fine. Eagle eyes. You were what now? I was what now? Zero, welcome back. Dorcas, thank you for the contribution. Okay. It's time to solder. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to look up that Makebo LDN PCB just to see if this thing was true. Yeah, okay. I think I found the picture. Look at this. So this was super chill. I hated actually mapping the LDN PCB, but there's this like diagram that tells you, it gives you all of these numbers. And these numbers tell you where like the keys actually go because the numbers are printed on the PCB. So like if you're using like 7U, for example, you punch in the switch at position number 14. If you're looking at this, so then it's 2, 4, 7, 20, 24, and 7. So for me, I just use 4 and 7, and then 20 and 24. So yeah, it's perfect. This is really cool. I love what they did here with this. That part of it was good design. But I remember thinking I did not like the software portion of this. So I'll show this again just so y'all can see. As per the picture, this switch is at position 4. That one's at 7. This one's at 14. This one's at 20. And that one's at 24. And that completely matches with the 7U spacebar layout here. Actually, this is the 65. Let me find the 60. That'll be this one, which is the same series of numbers. Okay. Holy layout support. Yeah, it's kind of nuts, huh? All those layouts supported, and I personally think there's still some missing. I think that there is a layout missing that would be really, really, really good, but it doesn't exist. Like I have not found it on any. I've not found it on any board or PCB so far. Who is that? Dorcas, thank you for the follow. The layout, or I guess layouts I'm looking for is, sorry, I forgot to turn on the fume extractor. Instead of 7U, and also instead of 313, which this PCB doesn't include, it would be 232 or 11311. I think those would be, oh, whoa. I just soldered nothing. Probably doesn't matter, but, oops. I could wick it. Let's wick it. It's been a minute since I've used a wick. Just for the hell of it, I don't even need to do this, I don't think. But I just wanted to. Yeah, there's so much Swiss cheese, I just was totally on the wrong hole. Okay, so we're going to do this thing as usual where we solder in one leg, come back around, push to align, do the second ones. Same as usual, that's the trick, along with the trick of flipping the PCB 180. Oh, that's the end of the vinyl. Meepergon, welcome back, and thanks for the contribution. Hey, we're getting really close, aren't we? Okay, so that's the end of the album, but there is the whole B-sides disc. Side one. All right. Punkshu and Antixius, thank you guys for your contributions as well. Let's take a look and see where are we at with that. 13%. We're at 138K. Is the max contribution associated with your sub time? No, I think it's just like a global maximum. Like I don't know if you can get that increased at all on Twitch on any channel. Maybe it's worthwhile to Google it. I could be mistaken. I think it's 2,000 per stream, like per user per stream. I have all these like flux spots on the PCB. It's kind of unsightly, but it's also kind of funny. Alright. 2 more rows here. I'm trying this thing where I keep the solder, like the length really long, so I don't have to keep pulling. It's actually been kind of nice, but you just gotta keep that really straight and just be a little bit more careful, because if you move it out of the way, then you're gonna be like totally misaligned. Have to re-drag it. Look, I'm going super long with it. I'm like shaking. Dang, that length still didn't last me a full row. This is the longest row though. It's 15 switches up at the top. Okay. So that's all of it. You know what I want to do is I think I want to start in the middle. In terms of the push alignments, because I usually do the middle one in the middle, and that's like already where my hand's starting to cramp a little. So if I just start with this, then everything afterwards should be smooth sailing. Oh, this song's good. We've listened to this before, but getting to re-listen to it, I like this song. It's a good song. Just right off the B-sides. Everything seems pretty solid. Haven't come into any push alignment issues yet. Okay. So we're going to start doing the top of the keyboard, the QWERTY row. Okay, still nothing, but I'll continue on. I'll do the ZXCV row, and then top row, the longest one, is 15, and then the last one will be easy, the 5 on the bottom row. Oh, how good are keyboards? Welcome back and Happy New Year. Thanks for the contribution. We'll get the hydrate after, maybe after we do all the first pin pushes here. Okay, still nothing. Somehow I'm skeptical. What if I'm not squeezing tight enough? But maybe it's just all the pushes were good. This is where we end, then I guess this was a good run. Whew. Whew. Hands cramping. Good night, have a good stream. Hey, Bitter Seeds, thanks so much for dropping by. Much appreciated. Hope you have a good one. Woo! Woo! Ooh, 4 more on the top, but boy, my hand needs a little break. 5 more at the bottom. Okay, last row and still nothing. Alright, that was all 60, and I didn't feel a single one get realigned. I think that's the first time that's ever happened, which is scary. Feels like it almost feels wrong that it was that way. And maybe, what if I messed up? Watching one of my favorite stringers while doing a Windows install. You're not talking about me, are you? Who else are you watching right now? Sup, Caitlin? No scuff? What? Yeah, it's weird. I don't quite understand it. You, Chris? Nah, you're making me blush. That's a weird... What the heck is this? Wait a second. Okay, this actually shows up in a couple of these, but there's like, on the bottom row, there are these like really tiny like cuts, like PCB cuts, that like they're just like horizontal lines, but then like they're not like long flex cuts or anything. Let me show you this. I realized, I don't know why I didn't notice this before, but there's just like an empty cut right there, just like a really small like hyphen, like a dash. Then there's a few more here as well. It's weird. It's like another one right there, and then another one right there as well. Cal Madsen, hey CG, I was just checking out the feel. Think it's still worth? It's interesting. I've never you know, built a feel or used a feel, but what I feel like is Mechanisk, I think that's the name, right? It's the fella's Leandre N, I think, that runs it. I think I'd recently heard someone mention it. Maybe it was like Tim Keyless or somebody who, maybe it was someone here, who said something like they kind of have like just among like the most like standard like tray case, like I think like that and probably like the Tofu are probably just like the standards for just like solid metal tray cases. How do you feel about the feel? So I again, I don't know if I've never tried it, but that seemed like kind of a you know, somewhat of a glowing review if the tray case is what you're looking for. So yeah. Oh, standard. You say I was under the impression that it was supposed to be special or something. I think like in the realm of like you know, enthusiast keyboards, there's an impression that like tray mounts are kind of like the mounting style in general of being tray is like among one of the most basic styles, but among that, like I guess among that world of tray mounting in general, like those would be the couple of best ones. Like, so like that's what I think. I don't picture, like, for me personally, I don't picture like trays to be like lower or anything at all. It's just, it's a little different, and they're simple. Like, they're simple to build, and they're simple to like troubleshoot, I feel like. But that said, like when you talk about things that are trendy. Like, you know, when you talk about, like, say, what's trendy in the keyboard hobby as of, you know, recent. I guess like they're not the trendiest, like, but then when you're looking for something that is, then you're talking about something either like very, very new that's at that kind of affordable price range, or you're talking about something that's going to be much more expensive. Considered obsolete? I don't think I'd call it obsolete, like, at all. I would worry that there might be some other people who would, but no, I mean, it's chill. All Hex, welcome back. And Shonies, guys, thank you for the contribution. We're getting close. We're like almost 150K, I think. I think that when it comes to like affordable, like good modern keyboards at that price range, the QK60 had a drop. I'm not sure if there's really a whole lot that are readily available new, but you could probably find them secondhand. QK60, you know, that came out at a really, really affordable price, but might still be more expensive than the, like, for example, Fiel or like a Tofu. Really hot color options, yeah. I think then past that, there's this Arc 60. I didn't get in on one, or I kind of forgot about the drop. But that's going to be a little more than the QK60. But I was hearing a lot of people really, really like that one. When we're talking about, like, if that's kind of the price range you're looking at. I like the song. What is it? This is like the Beautiful Garbage B-sides. Garbage's album, Beautiful Garbage. Yeah, I skipped that in the angle. I see. Yeah, I did get a QK60. I still wonder how I feel about the QK60. Like, even to this day, because the QK60 is a really, 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 really interesting board. For sure, especially at its price. Like, it provides something that a lot of boards don't, which is a USB receiver. Like, it has Bluetooth, and it also works over a USB receiver that's not Bluetooth. And that's something that, like, you just really don't see. I buy too many artisans to afford keyboards, kind of ironic. That's yeah, I try not to be too crazy about artisans, because I feel like it can get really out of hand. It can get really, really out of hand. My brother. Like, I've been trying to not go so crazy, because, you know, here's one thing I think about. The how do I put this? In at least for me, like, the forgotten part about artisans is the fact that the more you have, you're already putting into artisans, right? But you also need the money and the space to be able to display them too. And it's just like, oh, this is like kind of much. This is kind of much. Like, so it's just that, like, then you're trying to get like nice display cases, and then you got to figure out where to put the display cases. It's like, oh, that's just like, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot for me, man. I feel attacked. I'm already like low on space because of all the keyboards I do have. I was this close to buying all the Pokemon Artisans from Dwarf Factory, but it's like 600 euro for fucking 10 Artisans, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't. I've been waiting on the archetype Kronos, and in the time it's taking to get, it's already overfilled. Yeah, I'm waiting on the Kronos too, and in the meantime, I got a CC from Vin, and yeah, like my CC's almost filled up. So like I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. So like there's just like a few sculpts that like I really do try to go for, and the one that the one singular one that I only ever have any kind of relative success with is the archetype Colks. I do a lot of other signups, but mostly misses, mostly L's. I still haven't seen it show. Which are your faves? Yeah, I like the Colks from Archetype. Or basically all of the cephalopod based ones from Archetype. I love those. What else? I love the Sirius from Art Key. I like Keyporas. I like Brocaps, but I haven't been able to get one. I haven't gotten one since I returned to the hobby. You know, like I think all my Brocaps are from like 2014. And again, same thing with Clacks. I think my last Clack was probably also from 2014. Bro does a bunch of weeby caps now. Perfect for you. Okay, pal. Mr. Eagle. 2014. Jeez, Chris is a proper old boy. Okay, pal. Slick Ooze. Thank you for the follow. I wasn't aware this hobby went back that far. I realize I've been kind of going a little slow here. We're almost wrapping up here with this. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna flip that disc. This is the last side of the 3 discs. The garbage B-sides. I'll hex that song you were asking about. I don't know. It might have been Begging Bone. I think it was I don't know. It was one of these 5 tracks that are here. Probably not the first 2. Candy says number 1. Number 2 is Use Me. Number 3, Sex Never Goes Out of Fashion, so it could have been that one. Number 4, Begging Bone, and number 5, April 10th. I listed like 5 tracks. I don't know if I went too fast, if that was helpful enough. Begging Bone, I see. Dude, 2014, I wasn't weebin' born yet. Not even born yet. Okay. I think that is it. So let's plug this in, test it out, make sure everything's good to go. This is a connector PCB, so no need to put in any kind of daughter board. Just plug it in. Test it out. VIA, and we've already mapped this, but let's just check and make sure. Where is VIA? Oh, and then it's VIA, like, but it's a PCB designed for another software, so this won't actually be configurable from here anyways. Good night, have a good stream. Tessa! Thanks for coming. Hope you have a good night, twin. I forgot to put the sounds. My bad, guys. My bad. Oh, did I forget the L? I think I forgot the L. Oh, I missed one. Snoopy Smells, welcome back. Yep, I did miss one. Alright, while we still have it out. All good, all good. Try this again. There we go. Real good. Alright. I think we have pretty much everything we need. Okie doke. Oh yeah, I forgot there was some RGB, you know, sort of programmed into this. It's kind of weird. I've been knowing about the keyboard side of Drop for a long time, I think so, but back then custom keyboards were really difficult to come by in Europe. Then back in 2020, I somehow came across all the keyboard stuff at once during the summer, and that was when the hobby really escalated. Yeah. Yeah, man, COVID changed everything for sure. COVID. Yeah. That was a crazy time. And even just like, I mean, obviously COVID was crazy. It is crazy. It kind of continues to be for a number of reasons. Like, you know, we're still feeling the effects of it, and we'll still continue to feel the effects of it in all kinds of ways. But specifically talking about from a hobby standpoint, like, yeah, things went crazy, especially out 2020 through 2021, even 2022. But yeah. Okay. Let me tidy this up here. Everyone indoors looking at their trash ass setups and have nothing to do about how to make it look better. That was me too. Yeah. Everyone needed some indoor interests. All right. Remember when everyone was making bread? I remember a coworker of mine back in 2017 got a Poker 3, and that was like as mechanical keyboard as it got, at least with the Nordic layout. Maybe if I ditched Nordic and went ANSI earlier, I could have probably been in the hobby longer. Makes sense. I hated the bread arc of COVID. That was weird. The Tiger King era. All right, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna wash my hands. Couldn't get flour autocorrect. Fucking. For a long time, I was hooked on watching random Frank P's setup feature videos. Ah, that'll do it. I was watching a lot of Teha and Kit Boga. I was watching a lot of Kit Boga. Kit Boga actually, I mean, even prior to COVID, Kit Boga got me through work. Like being back in the office, just trying to keep my sanity. All right, we'll screw this back together, guys. This is under 2 hours, I think, unless something goes horribly wrong here. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where this screwdriver came from. It was a part of something. I just don't know what. That acrylic is pretty. This is polycarbonate. This is the polycarbonate tx-60, where only the bottom is polycarbonate. The top is e-white aluminum. Oh, also, I'm going to be building with Epsilons. Really excited to check those out in practice. The brass sides are pretty cool. Yeah. They like kind of provide handles, which is cool. We were just talking about Epsilons. I've never tried Epsilon specifically, but I have tried putting those Prolong springs into linears, and I wasn't sure that I was a big fan. Like the actuation force was too low for me. But we're using those same Prolong springs here, spring swapped into these Cherry Hyperglides, the Hyperglide Clear switches. So and we've done something like this before with non-Hyperglide clears. So here's the thing. We were just looking at this a little bit earlier for anyone who might not have seen it, but we're trying to go with a white key set, a white PBT key set specifically, because I think PBT holds up better with these Cherry Hyperglide Clear stems, which people seem to have tons of issues with. I think PBT works a little bit better. And among our white PBT sets, I have ePBT Kuro Shiro and Cherry Raw from Novel Keys. PBT on clears is the move. Let me see if I have any others. There's a chance I have some others. The problem with Kuro Shiro, I really wanted to use Kuro Shiro on this, but Kuro Shiro is like kind of a warmer white. I'm using that now, now that I'm back to my desk. I see. I'm gonna take a look at if there's anything else that'll be appropriate besides these two. And so we could run the warmer white. I just think it might look a little weird. We had mounted a couple of caps onto the Cherry Raw just while we were testing things out. And it's like you could definitely feel that click that you can imagine would kind of possibly damage ABS keycaps. That seems to be okay with PBT for now. But let me see if we've got other options. Cal Madsen, that actually, your message got flagged. And it's funny if you can try to figure out why your message got flagged. I'll allow it, but before I allow it, try to figure out why your message got flagged. All Hex can see it. Okay. I don't know. I have an auto mod here. It might be Twitch. All right. Fush. Snoopy Smells, I gotta head to bed. Catch you later, dude. Hey, thanks so much for dropping by. Appreciate it. Twitch auto mod censoring is quite crazy sometime. Oh shit. Jesus. Oh my goodness. That's too much, man. All right. Let's see. Oh my god. All right. Let's zoom in overhead and we can see how these compare. So this E white, I guess that's the most we can zoom in. This E white on this board, the top frame, the top case. Oh shit. Have I already mixed these up? This one seems like the warmer one. Like, I feel like this one's more appropriate. I believe this is the one that belongs to Cherry Raw. And then this one right here, the warmer one being for Kuro Shiro. And it's a lot more apparent in front of my eyes. I'm not sure if it's super apparent for you guys. Funny, that one didn't get flagged too. Now I gotta be sure. Yeah, these go together. Alright, I'll do... Okay, wait. Let me look up my list of possible key sets I could run. So everything that's GMK we can ignore. There's CRP, but I don't really want to run CRP. I don't want to risk damaging my CRP. I'd rather risk damaging these other keycaps. Oh, I have 21 KB beige. I don't know if I wanted to run beige on this, but that is available. We also have... No, we're not gonna... That's ABS. We have a dark gray blank set from EPBT. And then there's some other non-white non-white novel keys PBT sets I have as well. So I'm gonna run a poll. Don't use 21 KB on clears with PC. What's wrong with it? Does it look bad? Does it look bad or is it actually bad? What's the problem with 21 KB isn't worthy? I see. Okay. All right, let me put up a couple options here then. I think I'm gonna save charcoal for another build. All right, let's do a quick 3-minute poll. Get your votes up, guys. As discussed here, in terms of Cherry Raw and Kuro Shiro, I think Cherry Raw might be a better color match. Compared to Kuro Shiro. Just in terms of coolness / warmth. I gotta fit this spacebar keycap back into this bag. Looks like Kuro Shiro is winning. I did technically have plans to put the Cherry Raw on something else, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, maybe it was the Sirius. I'm voting Raw because the 9 and the 0 kilo. Oh, is that what that is? I think I was like trying to figure out what that was. I mean, the only reason I bought Cherry Raw is because of the S. The S was the only key that really mattered in terms of saying it was yes or no, but the 9 and the 0 makes a lot more sense. I mean, I guess it also makes sense because it's like they're supposed to be parentheses. 100% tits. Some of them are super goofy, like the Q is a cube. That is goofy. All right, Kuro Shiro getting big votes right now. Why such an XMI hater, all hex? I'm not, like, I'm gonna be honest again, I'm personally not a super huge XMI guy. I don't, it's just that Backspace Legend really bothers me, and then the actual feeling of the plastic isn't really my favorite of the PBTs. I think it's yeah, I don't know. How do they compare to CRP? I think CRP is just by far the best. I don't think I felt a better PBT than CRP. And I say that knowing full well that I have a set of DE OG cherry die subs. I think CRP beats it. Alright, Kuro Shiro's one. Alright, let's run it. That's interesting. I still haven't tried them. Worthwhile. I'm not sure. Did R5, the buy for R5 end already? CRP is nice, but I think they're way overhyped. I like them. I like how they feel. And I think their legend reproduction is really, really strong for like OG Cherry. I think it did, yes, I see. I gotta wonder if I'm actually pressing it down all the way. CRPR4 is the best feel / sound of relatively easy available PBT. I see. Yeah. Anubis Prime, welcome back and Happy New Year. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. That enter is has a slow return. Haha, that's where our scuff is tonight. Pre-order's still up though, so I might jump in. I think it would be a good idea. Alright, let's check the shift key. I think we might need to do spring swaps. Okay, so somehow the shift key is fine, but this enter key, we got a little issue. It's weird too, because I always imagined that by weight, might be the capstans PBT warps. Ah, I see. By weight, I figure that the shift key's got to be heavier than the enter key, so it does look kind of curvy, but I don't really have a solid angle. It looks like the album is, oh shit. Wait a second. I just realized there's no barrier for the left and right sides of this switch, so I could just spring swap right now. That said, it also looks like the stem has gotten stuck. Oh, I realize you guys can't see this. The stem has gotten stuck to the keycap. It's become that tight. The whole top lifted off. Maybe I should just do the spring swap now. Maybe that's the move. All right, let's get the stream playlist back on. I don't need to desolder. That's fantastic. It's ridiculous. Let's kind of see. Before I even tune the spring, I'll just try the spring stock and see if this fixes the binding issue. It does. I think it does. I think that stem is very stuck. That stem is very, very stuck to this keycap. So, like, I think I have some idea of a solution to get that out. At least the safest one I can think of is desolder a different switch that has those east and west boundaries. Just let me think. Let me. Yeah, desolder a switch that has like at a place that has the east-west boundaries. Take the bottom off and then attach it to this. Solder it on and then try to pull the keycap off. Because I think it's just that like we need a situation where the these side clips on the switch top get bound by something, so that like there's more leverage to have this be able to pull out. Because otherwise we find ourselves in somewhat of an unsafe position, potentially breaking either the stem and or the actual keycap. so we're just gonna act like everything is fine. I think that's the way to go. And with that, I think we're kind of locked into Kuro Shiro at this point, at least for tonight. All right, I'm gonna lube up this spring now. It looks like, again, rare time where I have to actually put a heavier weighted spring, something that resembles a heavier weighted spring in a switch that isn't the space bar, but I've experienced this before, I think. Just, it's been a long time. And I think one of the reasons it's been a long time is because I typically use springs that are heavy enough. You have an extra plate or PCB in something rather than taking this board apart. Also, do you need the solder? Isn't the plate the most important part? I don't have a full answer to that question other than I think so. I think the idea is that like having it bound to something. How do I put this? Do I need any of this? No, I think it's like in my mind, I picture this to be the solution with the least amount of risk. That's what I picture. Now, you might say that there's a pretty easy way to do this. I would need a demonstration because what I have in my head seems to me to be not necessarily the easiest, but the safest. We're lubing the shit out of this spring, by the way. I'm suggesting grab a spare bottom and a plate and do what you're suggesting with fewer steps. I think the plate would have to be like pretty tight, which some plates are. So like in terms of the cutouts, some plates do have like tighter cutouts than others, and I think that would be a way to do this. For me, what I think is, again, I would solder it. I would, but clearly to some people that might be overcomplicating it. There's a chance that this might still be a little too light. Like, I might actually need an even heavier spring than this. Now what I'll do is maybe I'll do nothing, but I do plan to eventually get some 75 gram 2-stage springs from Kinetic Labs. I'm gonna get it at some point. I just haven't made the purchase yet. What's the issue? There was a slow return on this spacebar spring for the Enter. Seems to be the only issue I've encountered so far, and it's an issue that I don't really typically see. And I think it's probably a number of things. One was the original thing that I was saying about it might have been because I was using a Prolong spring, which just means that there's like it's not going to be overall as heavy or snappy of a return. But the second thing too is it could be like warping on the keycap. As you start the plate, holding the legs and the top housing was the most important component. It is. what I have seen is you can, depending on the tightness of any given switch to any given plate, just depending on how tight that relationship is, you could end up just pulling out the full switch out of just a plate. In which case, like, it's just like this exercise could or couldn't work. Like it's just a matter of, you know, again, that relationship, I think. So I'd have to find a plate that would be pretty good. So speaking of snappiness, I find the stock HHKB domes not snappy enough. Any dome recommendations? I like the weight though. I don't have good recommendations. By far my favorite and snappiest would be BKE Heavy. BKE Heavy domes. But they are very heavy in comparison to stock HHKB. Keyboards! Andy, welcome. Andy, it's not raining right now. It actually hasn't been raining for a bit, but through the daytime it was raining pretty heavy. So like this weather here is upside, like up and down, really. I think it's important that I give context. Andy was asking me how the weather was here prior to stream. I'm gonna make it rain in SF. You're the Rain Man. I do a little rain dance. Ah, fuck. There's some mods who, I gotta figure out what they are. Alright. I don't need some of these space bars for right now. That's 7, and I know that because it's right in the center. Man. Yeah, I gotta look up pictures of Kuro Shiro to be sure of where these keys go. I know the rain dance. Damn, I might get the BKE lights then. Can I recommend it? Maybe. I don't. They might be snappier than stock HHKB. So yeah, go and try it out. I would say, yeah, go try BKE lights. What I just remember was most notably comparing those to BKE heavies, and what I found was BKE heavies are way heavier, but they definitely feel super snappy, and I think that's an effect of it being heavier, and also because of the dome properties. But try BKE lights. That's probably, I would venture to say BKE lights are snappier than HHKB stock, and also snappier than Desky's domes. Hope the rain on LA stop. I have a trip on February 6th. Ah, Dark Press. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Want to make it a point to pick up a set this year? Oh, I missed this message. I need to go. I think I saw it, glanced on the side of my eye before I got distracted by something, but Senvex said, CRP is not my favorite feeling PBT. The best feel is Cannon Caps, at least Earl Grey. It's hella smooth and feels amazing in my opinion. I gotta try Cannon Caps. I gotta say, I'm waiting to see if I can find a colorway of like a lot of different types of these more available PBT sets in colors that I like, and I feel like in my opinion, I feel like Novel Keys has had more colors that I like, so here I am with opportunities to try them more frequently, I think. Hey yo, Spring Roll! Welcome back. And Happy New Year. And thank you for your contribution. Andy, if you're still there, you could spend some channel points, if you have very many, on this product unsealing. Dark Prez, thank you for your contribution as well. I have a sealed set of GMK Perestroika keycaps, and if you care to see me unseal it, feel free to contribute a maximum of 2,000 per day, or per stream. think this is control. It's gotta be. Also, I hate whenever I dump out keycaps and like 80% of them are upside down. Purpose Strike is the one that got away from me, Sag. Yeah, same. I don't, yeah, my story, I got a story that I've told here in chat, but it's just that, like, I only caught it, like, kind of during the pre-order period, like the post-group buy pre-order period, and only the base kit was available. And I thought, I'm not going to buy it now. I'll wait till, I think it shows up on the aftermarket. And that was not a good decision. But... you know, I was able to get just the base kit on the secondhand market, sealed at what is not the worst price I've ever seen. Same my ass. I mean, it didn't fully get away from me. I mean, I have it now. Nuclear Data 2. Oh, I knew I wanted Nuclear Data as soon as I saw it, because I had the original SA Nuclear Data. So it's just like, oh, I gotta get the GMK version. I'm sad I missed Violet on Cream. I did get that second-hand, all kits for roughly extras cost, I think. So I was like happy about that, but that was quite a while ago, and like getting all kits for that wasn't like, you know, getting all kits is not super cheap for any set. But what was crazy is that, like, the reason I did that was because I waited too long on the extras period, because the extras for VOC were, like, I felt like they were up for kind of a while. And then I still, like, just, like, held it off, because that was, like, just kind of the beginning-ish of the pandemic, when I think people were still trying to figure their shit out, you know? EPBT, Kuro, Shiro. So I need to look at this set. I don't hate the color match. I just know that it's not perfect. It's definitely like warm. All right, so it looks like dot goes on the left and the dot with the other legends goes on the right. And then the alt, left alt is the one with 3 characters. And then I guess the one with 2 characters goes on the other side. Yeah. Chris has like 5. I have 2 sets of Nuclear Data. It's just one is in SA, the other one is GMK, and on the GMK one, I think I have all kits and then an extra kit of the space bars, which is kind of unnecessary. Kind of unnecessary. Okay, let me tidy up a little bit. For anyone who wants to see the overhead, here it is. There it is up close if you want to see that color match. I'll zoom it out after I finish tidying up. FN look like a Windows logo? Kind of does, huh? It's so white. Yeah, but it's like warm. Warm and cool. What's the different one? The escape? Well, I don't know. I think it was just one of those escape row keys. That's an escape. All right. Cool. And if you want to see it zoomed out on my desk, that's what that looks like. Not for real, looks good though. All right, all right. Okay, let's run a prediction. Let's do a type test. We move this midway out of the way for now, but I do know Dorcas did want a midway type test after this, so we'll run a midway type test for anybody who didn't catch yesterday's stream, last night's stream. Okie doke, prediction. Oh, that enter key. So the enter key no longer binds, but it's heavier than all the other keys, which is a little weird. Oh shit. I don't remember. Oh, I did make it to 100K yesterday. I forgot to pay out yesterday. Wait, that was weird. Oh, I did it already. Okay. Prediction. So pretty, that desk mat. Dang, I get a lot of compliments on this desk mat. Alright, we're gonna go back to 130. I haven't got 130 in a while. Alright, 2-minute prediction period. Get your wagers in if you care to. Then I'm gonna get monkey type up. Oh, that's weird, that heavier enter. I should figure something out about that. It's probably the warping of the enter key. I wonder if I should switch back the spring. Then if I should try, maybe there's an accent enter. Yeah, I think this came with an accent enter. So maybe I should have tried the accent enter to see if it is a warping problem. I'll do it later. We don't need to do it now. Maybe. I'm probably going to get super annoyed by it like tomorrow while working. It might end up happening off stream if it bothers me enough. Fuck. Maybe I'll do it. I'll do it after. It's like you don't really use enter a whole lot in monkey type, so maybe I'll just do it after all of this as a little post typing test, typing game chore. I'm trying to find a theme right now. There's less than a minute left to get your wagers in if you're interested in betting. By the way, guys, you'll be betting these channel points, and if you wanted to use some channel points towards this contribution for unsealing Perestroika, we do have that community challenge. All right. So as we get to it, let's point this downwards. Let's talk about the board. Stretch a little bit, and I'll get the music off too. So guys, this is the tx-60 PC, the polycarbonate version of the tx-60. It's a sandwich mount board with an aluminum plate, cherry clear switches, Hyperglides, cherry clear Hyperglides with Prevail's Prolong 68 gram springs in all but 2 stabilized keys. What else? The LDN PCB, it's an RGB PCB, and EPBT Kuro Shiro. The threshold is 130. We've got a 60-second test. So let's get it going, guys. Thanks for predicting. I think we had both doubters and believers, so let's get right here. Oh, you can't see it. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Ooh, I recovered. I recovered. Oh, that was really, really bad for a hot second. I recovered in way more than made up for it. Doesn't sound too bad. Very creamy. All right. Congratulations to the believers. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. What do you guys think? You guys like it? I kind of like it. Let's do a couple 30s and then we'll do some 15s with the music. Woo. Woo. I like it. It's nice. Not sure about that enter key though, so we're gonna make some adjustments after. Try to at least. Oh, we're gonna do 15s. God dang. How do you like the feel? It's good. Well, yeah. I'm curious. I want to look up. You know, I don't know why I'd have to look up pictures. We can just look at it in hand. I was bothered a bit by the C3 Kiwis that I was using in the duck Sidewinder from 2 nights ago through last night. You know, I've been doing like 24 hours of just driving these boards because I've been doing so many streams in a row. But the duck Sidewinder I built 2 nights ago and used through yesterday morning, afternoon, evening. That one really bothered me because there was that difference of where the tactile bump was, like a pretty large difference between where the bump was and where the actuation happened. So like I get this weird thing. It's just like a weird thing where like I'm returning from the bump, but like I might have still continued to actuate because like my finger was still kind of depressing it for longer than maybe necessary. So like I would get a situation where like I don't know how to put it, like if I had to just say some word, I don't know what a good word is, let's use the word like, right? Like the word like, I might end up typing it like that, where like the I like kind of gets double pressed on the return if I'm typing, for example, too quickly for my fingers to sort of like get its way off of the I key. And it's a weird thing, and I think that that's an effect of the stem shape on the C3 Kiwis, that maybe that's the reason why people don't like that specific style of tactile switch. So let's go and find, when we have an opportunity, let's go pull the stems out from a Cherry Clear versus a C3 Kiwi, because I think that this has been doing me much better. But it also could be a factor of the springs too. Springs along with the stem shape. So let's take a look after this, but we're gonna do one more 15 here. Ooh, 150. Okay, so a couple of tasks here. I want to switch that spring back, and then I wanna test out the accent enter, see if there's like less warping on it. I don't typically like accent keys, but I'm willing to deal with it if it works out a little bit better. Slow down there, Ricky Bobby. Alright, I see it. It's all the way at the bottom of this bag. Oh, we're gonna come across this where the stem's gonna pop off. I think maybe there's a chance that if I go slowly and try to loosen it off... No, that still didn't work. Alright, so... Sinvec, let's go and try your idea, right? Your idea here being... let's find a plate and see if it works with it. I have no plates in here. I'll go grab one. Be right back. Alright, I found a brilliant one, Sinvec. It's the really, really tight alpha only inverse half plate. Because I remember this one being absurdly tight. Because I accounted for some kerf that wasn't necessary. Okay, so I'm going to leave that spring in here, in the stock spring. We're going to punch it directly into this plate, and then I'm going to do the... Oh shit, I fucked up already. What I'm supposed to do instead is put the bottom on here first with the spring, and then put it into the plate. I'll put it in the center as well. Okay, so my take here is that the switch is just going to pop out with it, but let's try and see. Yeah. So that was like kind of the concern I had, is even as tight as this plate is, it's still going to kind of pop out without it being sort of connected to something from the other end, like a PCB. Song. Oh, mediocrity. Yeah, my song command is for when I'm playing stuff on Spotify, and as of late, I've been playing a bunch of these playlists on YouTube. I don't have a board plugged in, so I can't really reliably find this. Let me plug this in. Damn, that cap is absurdly tight. Yeah. Ah, shit. Okay, I need to click the chat button because I don't have an enter key working. Alright, that's what's playing right now. Night 7 of this night mix playlist on Smooth Sounds. Yeah, it's really tight. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Tight as fuck. Yeah. So I get this feeling we might need to do one of a few things. One is, oh, I just got it by pulling on it. maybe it got loosened up. All right, well, there you go. I didn't think that would work. Okay, let me find some tweezers here. Wow. All right, I'm just gonna grab one of these springs. I'm sure there's still some residual lube on it. So we'll put that back in. I was supposed to put this film back on too. Watch, it's exactly the same, I bet. This whole exercise will have been completely pointless. All right. Then for my next trick, let me go, I'm gonna grab a stem holder. It's one of these clutch pencils. Grab it from upside down, I guess. Release. Push that back in. Okay, so we're back at that old spring now. And the question is, was it maybe the keycap? So if I try using this one, will it still bind? I think it was the keycap because this is perfectly fine now. Yeah. A little bit warped, if you asked me. Just a little bit. All right, I guess we have to run accent enter. God damn, I know, right? Okay, and then for our next task, let's compare the cherry clear stem with the C3 kiwi stem. But I'm also going to tidy up these keycaps here. I'm amazed the reverse die sub isn't warp more. JK UK, welcome and Happy New Year. I don't know. I can't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what goes into it, like in terms of die sublimation, how that would affect warping. But I mean, hey, we hope these things work, and sometimes they don't. But hey, like at least the accent enter does, even though I don't use accents typically. Good morning to you too. All right, let's take a look at some kiwis. Look at the stem shape and see if there's any real noticeable difference. Or maybe I might just be crazy. So right off the bat, this is a stock. This is a stock clear. This is a stock Kiwi. I don't think many people typically use cherry clears, whether Hyperglide or older. I don't think people typically use them stock. My guess is people kind of usually spring swap them, but that could be one difference. But let's take a look at these two stems and see if we can come up with anything. Maybe use a white GMK enter. I think the problem is the cherry Hyperglide clear stems are just like, they don't play super well with ABS. And I think that that's like the problem to begin with. All right, so I could grab a macro lens if you guys really want to see this super up close, but I can tell there's a little tiny bit of a difference in terms of like how tactile this bump is. Only clears have this problem, right? Yeah, just specifically cherry Hyperglide clears from the entire line of cherry switches seem to have this problem on those stems with them just being really aggressive against your keycaps. Fuck it, let's do it. I'm gonna grab the macro lens. We haven't done this in a while. All right, so real stupidly, I was trying to look for my Nikon FTZ adapter, and I realized it was mounted to the lens that I wanted to use already. So I was like trying to find it, and I was like, what's the point? Damn, that's a lens? Yeah. It is a lens, isn't it? Both of them are, in fact, lenses. Okay. Hold on. We can get real close with this. Depends on how stupid y'all want to go. I think the key is trying to get this flat. Yeah, this is kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. I need a flat surface elevated. That's a clear stem, yeah. I mean, the other option here is I could just come down to something else. Trying to hold it in place is what's kind of hard, because even if you set it flat down on something, it's like still going to be kind of angle unless you prop it up. And they're exactly opposite colors, so it's almost I need to find like a sort of neutral gray. But I don't know if you can put it over this. This is the side of the midway box. I'm not sure how much you guys can immediately tell, but this kiwi stem is a lot more rounded. I'm not sure if that's a part of it. If we also flip it to the other side, like I think the bumps on both sides are on either side is different. It might also be lower. I think one of the problems is that it might be lower too. It's just hard to tell because of the color difference. This is stupid, me trying to hold this shit up. Damn, do I have anything like taller? Alright, anyways. Isn't it easy to just take a picture of the stems? It is, but I just wanted to show this off live. Just because I can. Oh, that's like, alright. Yeah, this is probably the most stable I've been all this far. But yeah. The bump's pretty different, just in terms of shape. And I think, in terms of what's higher or lower, I think it also depends on where my position of my fingers are. But the shape is definitely different, and while it feels like it physically feels like both of them physically feel nice to type on, in my opinion, in practice, what's happening in the Switch when I type and it comes out of my computer is a little bit more annoying on the Kiwi switches. And I think that's just like the down to the fine details of what the shape is of these stems, and maybe also possibly in combination with the springs too. Flipping them around, you can see that the other bump, the other side of the bump, also has a similar like difference in how like sharp the tactility is. That's probably as good as we get. So yeah, I could just take a picture, or I can just try my best to hold it steady, and maybe this is good enough. Okay. And that is all. All right. So we had a couple of other things to do too. I still want to do my normal silly games, but I need to, or I want to, do a comparison with the Litster, as well as just a type test for Dorcas on the midway, because he didn't get to see it yesterday, and maybe some of you guys who were tuned in today hadn't got a chance to see yesterday's type test. So let's go and do it. Appreciate you guys humoring me and allowing me to use this macro lens. Okay, let me go grab the Litster. We're going to do this comparison just because we're already on cherry clears right now. We'll do the midway. So funny thing about the Litster is that I don't remember like where it is physically. Like I just don't remember. I don't remember where I put it. So pardon me again. I'm gonna check a few spots. I found it. It was in the one singular box that was not labeled. Okay, so this is the Litster. This was worked on. A couple of us worked on this together in May of last year. A number of folks came, and so a lot of this board was built by Kiwi. You could find this. I think it was like on early May, and the VOD is up on YouTube. But yeah, this is a stacked acrylic board. For those of you guys who don't know, this is a Litster acrylic Phantom. The Phantom PCB being a drop-in Philco, like a pre-built Philco replacement PCB that had some notion of programmability as well as a 7U bottom row. The case, it's, as far as I know, as far as I understand, the first at least widely known stacked acrylic case in North America. I was doing a little bit of digging, so I'd bought this because I'd never seen stacked acrylic, you know, way back 2013, 2014, but this was a board from about 2011 or so. If you read through the history on GeekHack, the idea was introduced as it being something that was done a lot in Japan. And so, at least within like the wider known keyboard hobby community on GeekHack in around that 2011, 2012 time, this was the first that they'd kind of heard of it and put it together. And so it's got, like, I think in my eyes, it's got some historical value. I don't know what it's really worth to other people, other collectors of historical pieces, but I think in my mind, like it's like an interesting piece. But it is a TKL, which I never use. In terms of its construction, one of the interesting things about this is, in terms of it being stacked acrylic, it's that there's more extra layers for a giant piece that's supposed to serve as the foot. We had built this in May because it's like, I think there's an inner USB mini port that's like soldered in directly, if not through a teensy. And so I had a mini USB. I have a couple of these mini USB LEMO cables. And so I decided to embed this one directly, despite the fact that I hardly ever use it, just because when you have like a full cable, it's just like, it's a little bit weird to sort of manage and store. So this is that situation. And again, rarely use it, but what's inside of it are non-Hyperglide Cherry Clear switches with an aluminum plate. So just doing a side-by-side comparison of the sound, and I can turn down the music. Okay, check this out. The board we just built, the Hyperglide Clears with Prevail Prolong 68 gram on alu, and then this one's on stacked acrylic, but essentially same construction, but Cherry Clear non-Hyperglides, same springs, alu plate. I think another part that makes it a little bit hard to compare is the fact that we have some very shined like OG cherry keycaps on it. You can kind of see the shine just like depending on the lighting angle. My question is, would I say it felt different? Maybe, but not in a way that I can really honestly describe. Could be worthwhile to try to get like the same keycaps on. That is that natural shine, right? Yeah, as far as I know. People didn't really tend to pre-shine anything, but it could have been. I don't know. I don't know everyone, but when I bought it, I had understood that it was a natural shine. Definitely feels less tactile. It's almost like it was either made to be more tactile now, this cherry clear stem, or there's some sense of it being worn down over time. Looks too consistent to be natural shine. No, I mean this R key is definitely not shined at all by comparison. There's some here. Some of these keycaps might have been from different sets. I can't honestly fully say. Like the Q and the R are very not shined compared to like the A or the J. Yeah, there's definitely more tactility in these Hyperglides. So yeah, there it is. Those are the differences. I'll run a typing test on this. I can't say I won't struggle, given that like the backspace placement is different and in general it's not an HHKB, but we'll run a type test on this rare TKL type test, guys. Rare. Excuses. Oh, I can't see it. I wonder. Maybe I'll just keep this view anyways. You guys might want to just see it rather than watch me actually perform the test. TKL. I mean, there's a result. I didn't do too terribly bad. The problem was getting to the backspace key. The very stupidly placed one, but that's the board. Let me know what you guys think of that. And then just in the same spot here, I'll disconnect this and then we'll run a test on the on this one here and tell me if you guys can find a big difference or not. Which there probably will be for a number of confounding reasons. So there it is, and then the score here. I did pretty well for a 60-second test, I think. But anyways, yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more tactility in these new Hyperglide ones. In terms of how smooth they are, I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to determine smoothness on tactile switches, to be perfectly honest, just because I mostly just feel the tactile bump. In aggregate, like, you can kind of tell the difference between, like, say, like a lubed and unlubed, and maybe, I don't know if I can do much more than past that, but both are nice. Again, these being a little less tactile, also like an interesting thing too. Damn, I can't break 100. I mean, typing's typing. I mean, it's helpful to type faster. Impressive? I don't know, maybe, but it's just, we type how we type, right? Interesting. I might prefer the older non-Hyperglide ones, to be honest, but I think I'm gonna need more time to just let it stew. And also, maybe it's worthwhile to put these non-Hyperglide ones into a 60%, see if I change my mind. It's just that if I do, then I'd have to figure out how to get 86 switches back into this, because I don't really have 86 of anything lubed, to be perfectly honest. Okie doke. Dorcas, I don't know if Dorcas is still around, but I think Dorcas and maybe others here would be interested in listening to the type test of a board I built yesterday. We had that request, and I don't know, I'm not rejecting it or anything, so here we are. Then after that, we'll go back to this one, and then we'll play some Flappy Bird Typing Tutor and some Letter Invaders. Okay, 60-second test. Let's go and do this. That was a slow downward crawl. It's a little hard to transition from tactiles to back to linears for me, just because I think that, like, with tactile switches in general, you have like an even higher starting force, which I think is, like, the higher the starting force is for me, the less mistakes I make. So nothing changed on the Midway 60, right? No, nothing's changed. Does something sound different? Sounds really good. All right. Cool. All right, Dorcas, if hope you caught that, because this board is probably going back on the shelf after tonight. But you do have 2 VODs to choose from to go back. All right, let's play some Flappy Bird Typing Tutor and some music. Gotta get some music back in here. fuck, dude? Oh, jeez. Oh shit! Ah! Oh, that might be one of my best. I don't know what my personal best is, but 26 is my personal best of the past week. My brain can't even come up with the words quick enough to type at 100 words per minute. I think that's the thing is typing speed is more than like type. There's a lot of factors in typing speed, right? I think Courtney Stray Chroma, she'd mentioned this. She mentioned that she was like writing a paper on this or something, maybe writing a dissertation on this of this idea of like what goes into, for example, a monkey type test is like you have to have reaction time, you have to have like a plan, you have to have a lot of things, and it's typing is not just one thing, you know. And if you really think hard about it, there's a lot of things that have to happen. And when you look at a game like Flappy Bird Typing Tutor, it really shows itself, where it's that like you need to know a lot of things at once. Like you got to look at where you are in the word, you got to look at where your bird is, and you got to look at where the pipes are, and then you got to have a rhythm, and then you got to know where the keys are on your board. So it's just like it's a lot of things. At least for me, it's better. I type better when I'm confident because yeah, you also need confidence. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of factors. A lot of factors. All right, let's do like 2 more, and then we'll get in some letter invaders. Oh shit. Okay, one more. His keyboard. Ah, what was that? 23? All right. Okay. Let's do this. All right, I'm gonna do the prediction early, and what I think we'll do with letter invaders is we'll always try to go try to beat the previous days. Not necessarily the best, but the previous days. Prediction. So this one's gonna be tough. All right, let's do a 10-minute prediction period because it's gonna be a while before I get this all set up because there's a lot that has to happen with my setup here. How tough? Very tough. Okay, also, again, prediction period up. Let me know if you think I can get to 115K tonight, which I think is where we were yesterday. Okay. Is that it? There we go. Mount DC / games D CDTT5 TT. What's this song called again? I forgot. Well, I don't care enough to keep listening to it. Alright, honestly, I might have made this prediction period just a little too long. So, before I get started, I'll let a little bit more time pass here. Alright, let me go put this board away. We can run this prediction period timer down at least a little bit. All right, guys, you got the predictions in? Oh, there's a lot of doubt here, isn't there? All right. What's funny is you can't enlarge this, can you? You really can't. All right. Let's get it. Nihilistic letters are attacking the English language. They aim to destroy literacy with random words. Can you stop the crazed letters and save your language? Your strategy is to place your fingers on the home keys, ASDF and JKL semicolon, and type the descending words before they can cause cultural confusion. You score points for each word correctly typed. The first letter of a word is worth 10 points. The second letter adds 20 more. Third, 30 more, etc. Each miss deducts 10 points. All right, here we go. So I got to keep my city skyline looking real pretty. And once it's all gone, that's when the game is over. I got it? All right, I'm going to switch AirPods. Got to keep the ears fresh. Facetiously. They're ruining literacy. Viskovatov. Ooh. 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 Oh god. Oh god. Another. Yo, where's the Flappy Bird? You just missed it, Vin, but welcome. We've already moved on to Letter Invaders. We still have time to bet, too, if we're going to make it to 115 tonight. Oh, God. Now running back, you and me 1v1. I got 26 earlier. I don't think I can get the 50 you can get, man. Landing strip. Oh god. Whew. All right, just a couple seconds left here to predict if you want to get your wager in. Ooh, someone believes. We got a believer in here. I won't let you down. Eight, 6, 1, 9. Seven, 5, 3, 5. Oh shit! 7, 5, 3, 5. Oh! Oh man. These fucking 9-digit zip codes, man. You fuck up at the end, you have to redo the whole thing. I think that's a good way to score points based off of those rules we read at the beginning, but it fucks you up in terms of the game. What the fuck? Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh, that fucked me up. God, my record's 1 second. That's nuts, man. That, jeez, I bet your eyes are all dry after. Oh my, that's so fucking long. Oh my god. Oh my god, I've lost so much of my fucking cityscape. The font they use is booty as fuck. Oh yeah. Oh my god, bro. Oh fuck. Oh my god, bro. Oh, this is so shit. Oh my god, bro. Oh, this is rough. Okay, I'm gonna switch AirPods again. This ain't good, man. God, what is it? I gotta almost double this, and most of my city's gone. Hold up. Something about my... I gotta get the music to get the vibe. I would never reach half your score. Okay. Monkey type has ruined me. Bro, you believed in me. I gotta do this, man. I gotta do this. But I'm also doing full keyboard. I mean, there's modes to do less than this. I think that's a big thing about how monkey type is set up. Oh god. Like, the default monkey type settings are to just do like alphas and spaces. So just basically, and like known words. So the thing is that like, your speed and your confidence kind of goes down as soon as you sort of like move away from that. It would be even higher. Like you'd actually have even higher like words per minute if like the words strung together formed sentences that like you could reasonably rationalize out as you're like knowing what to type. But fortunately there's enough variance there with the alphas and the spaces that like, you know, it can make it kind of interesting. But in this particular case, you get like weird words, and I've done like full keyboard, so I'm getting all kinds of the punctuation and numbers and everything, so it's tough. So I would never use these words in the game. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna ignore that price. And the fucking music on this is like so annoying too sometimes. It's so damn distracting. Whew, okay. Just gotta focus on what city I have left. Oh my fucking god, I can't fucking get that word. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, most of it's fucking gone. Oh, I got 2 edges. That's super annoying. I think one of them has to give so I could load up on one side. But I have to do that for 30k more points. Oh god, okay, that one's dead. Alright, I got 1 letter worth of city left on the very, very left side. So... oh god. Oh, okay. So the strat when you have such a like little city left is get those left, and then you worry about words like on the other side, or you really don't worry about words outside of that, but you still want to try to get them in when you have an opportunity to just score and run up your score and get some more points. So it's like that's kind of where I'm at right now. Round 17, I got to get 7 or 15,000 more, under 15,000 more. Oh god. Oh fuck! I don't know where I finished. Oh wait, what's today, the 12th? Oh fuck. I was 10k short. Oh shit. It's so damn hard because also when your spaceship guy is trying to shoot out, like the animation for it kind of blocks some of the words that are coming down when you have such little cityscape left. It's tough, man. You gotta play around that. Oh, damn. Oh shit. You know what happened was it last night? I don't think it's saved because I think I had to fully exit. So it's almost like my 115 or whatever. You know, it's like it never happened. Doubters. Congrats, doubters. Okay. Alright, so what we need to do is... okay, so congratulations to the doubters. You were right this time. But one thing is, I need to exit this game validly. So I need to go to the main menu and then quit. And then I'm supposed to save. Because I didn't save my session yesterday. My 115k, which I think would have been about 4th place or so, it didn't save. Which is kind of a bummer. I wish that, like... you know, honestly... let's see this. C games TT5. This is the book file. So I wish that the entirety of the game so one of the problems I feel like exists in Typing Tutor 5, not just letter invaders, but the whole software as a way to learn how to type, is that there's something here that's, you know, a bit, in my opinion, the way that, like, I think the word I would use to describe it is dated. There's double spaces in between sentences, like after a period and before the next capital letter. And when you're being prompted to write things like that in, you know, it's that, like, I think for myself and for, I guess, a lot of people on the internet, we no longer kind of have that as a pattern the same way that this pattern might have existed about 25 to 35 years ago. So this game is kind of almost entirely impossible to play other than the Letter Invaders minigame. And I wish that there were some way to like modify all of the lessons and all of everything so that those double spaces aren't there. And the problem is that like you can see here, like there's random files in here that just seem to be some kind of excerpts. But other than that, I think there's just a bunch of like, I don't know, compiled code that I wouldn't really be able to sort of modify without knowing how to actually open up these executables and then recompiling it. And I just don't know how to do that personally. I don't know if anyone here knows how to. This is all, this game I had found under a site that explained that it basically released what is called abandonware. It's kind of like the rights probably exist to the holders, and it's kind of, I'm not sure if it's 100% legal, but it's fully abandoned to the point where some of the rights holders probably just don't care. That said, it was probably not super safe to get some of this stuff. My computer seems to be fine, but it's hard, like, again, it being abandoned and me not having the knowledge of how to do this. Maybe I should learn, because I literally just want to get rid of all the double spaces so that I could perform these lessons. One way to learn words that I'll rarely ever use, yeah. Yeah, this is a bunch of, I mean, nonsense to me. Like opening up this executable in Notepad is not going to get me anything. Okay, anyways, I appreciate it, guys. You guys up for some giveaways? Let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway here. Here's one thing. I gave away yesterday a bag of unknown springs, not realizing I probably should have given away what was relevant to the stream, which was the bag of Techno-Violet springs that were used in the Midway. So how about this? We're gonna do a double spring pack, a double prize pack tonight. First place winner gets both sets of springs from yesterday's switches and today's switches, the Cherry Clear from tonight and the Techno-Violet springs from last night. And in addition to that, you'll also get a stream sticker. Are you guys cool with that? Let me boot up some marbles here. We'll run a spring pack giveaway. Alright, almost have marbles up here. Alright, here we go, guys. You know, I'm curious. I've never really played with some of these other modes. Do you guys know what community maps is? Should we try these community maps? Votes. You can't even sort it by votes. Everything has a 0 for the votes. How do you know which ones are good? And also, how do you create maps? Those look sus. I kind of want to try them. I mean, look at this. They're all 100% rating. What do you guys think? Should we do this? Actually, why don't you guys vote on a community map? Are you guys, yeah, just vote for these. And yeah. Vote for your favorite number. And I'll probably choose ones that don't have such high elimination rates. 6 plus 9. Actually, there is a 69 here. If you like hit this more button, there's quite a few. Elegant something adventure. All right. Anybody out there break some ties, do whatever. I'm also gonna close this window. It's a little chilly. We got a tie between 6 and 8 and 11. We're probably not going to do 6. That's too high of a rate. Also, we're probably not going to do 8 either. All right, let's just do 11. Almost absurd activity. Also, again, we'll show this on the little one. Exclamation play to join. Oh, and then what's the prize? 2 packs of leftover springs and also a stream sticker. So for any of you guys who haven't seen the stream stickers, we got 3 variants of these Cool S forehead aliens, 3 variants of these 3D Cool S's, and then the Kawaii Drake sticker. So winner will get any one of these. I try to keep track of who has what, so I'll try to give you something you don't already have if you don't have all of them. The 2 spring packs are the leftover Cherry Clear springs from tonight's stream build, and the Techno Violet switches from last night's build, which I didn't give away because I looked through the drawer and found some unknown springs. Oh, let me get a timer on. Exclamation play to join. Let's just make it a 2-minute timer. You already know what it is. I'll get myself in there too. If I win last place, no, second place finisher gets it. No, last place finisher gets it. Because what would the point be of me winning or joining? And also last place finisher, whether or not I win, last place finisher does get to choose the raid target, as usual. Let's see if we can come up with any hints on who might be live. Oh, Gordon Derp is on. Gordon Derp is on. Toby is on. Issy is on. I think those are the only keyboard creators on right now. So, and even I think Toby's playing Valorant right now. So yeah, okay. About 45 seconds left to join. Where did I put the other disc? The Huh? Oh, sorry about this, guys. All right, looks like I am in the lead. Whoa, shit, I got yeeted good. I am dead. Kill combat up in the lead there, but this is a weird one, isn't it? It looked like there's like almost some kind of chance that you could win really fast. This one's kind of interesting. There's like 3 spinners. I'll go in a different direction here, and then you kind of go backwards a little bit before you go forward. I'm the only one that's died, so I'm not choosing the raid target. Oh, it looked like a laser beam came out of nowhere. It just might just kill your marble. It's looking real good for Anthixius and also Zero. All right, also no rerolls. So if you don't claim, we'll find someone to pass it to or second place. All right, Zero with the win. Zero, do you claim the 2 packs of springs and a stream sticker? Claim wowers. Alrighty, congratulations. And Vin looks like the last one down. Congratulations to Zero for the marbles win, claiming the springs and the sticker. Thanks for the stream, Mr. Buen. Hey, thank you for being here. Vin, let me know if you would like to choose a raid target again. Looks like Gordon Derp is on. Issy is on. Toby is on. But you could choose anybody, your friends. You can pick. Oh, you gotta pick someone, man. You gotta pick someone. It's gotta be you, man. You earned it. Oh, this is not the sleeve. No, you hang up. I missed Marvel's Rippo. What we win today? 2 packs of springs. One from the Techno Violets I guess didn't give away yesterday because I gave away the unknown springs. And then one from the actual build today, the clear springs. All right. We'll do Gordon. We haven't seen Gordon in a little while. I think Vin's just gone now. All right, guys. Raid message here if you're subbed. Raid message if you're not. I think I'll be back. Honestly, I think I'm going to stream through Friday. And then the Arizona meetup is on Saturday, right? I'm just here to be here, you know? Is the Arizona raid or Arizona meetup on Saturday? I'll probably use that as my break day. So I'll be here tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm going to be reworking a BMEC build. It's the one where I still have one super scuffed stabilizer, but we're also going to do a switch swap anyways. So stay tuned for tomorrow. BMEC, one of my top 3 favorite keyboards right now. Check it out. But until then, make sure you send Gordon Derp some love. All right. Peace, guys.